Pirates, this epic disaster, we're starting immediately.
Just like that.
Right on it.
Bam.
Just to quickly. I'm
Jump right in.
Wasting no time today.
The water is cold.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Are you having a good time? You having a good holiday? You know what?
What holiday is it?
Well, it's just a holiday season. I feel like that there's no dividing line anymore.
No.
It's like, and this, in some ways, this even more so. I think Christmas, I saw Christmas commercials way before Halloween this year.
Have you started watching the Hallmark movies yet?
No. So here's a weird little thing. Now, I put a little asterisk by that.
Okay.
I've watched a couple, just, they're on.
Uh-huh.
Now, they started, I think, before Halloween.
Yes, they did.
But I've put on the Christmas Carol channel a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already sick of Hallmark movies, already sick of Christmas carols.
Uh-oh.
And you know me, I like all of that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I don't know. This year, I feel like Christmas came early, and then now that Halloween is over, we're starting to get close to Thanksgiving, and Christmas is starting to kick into high gear, and I feel like I'm missing it. I'm not totally sure I'm 100% in the mood for it.
So today is the 14th of November.
Yes.
So you've got a few weeks to get in the mood for it.
Next week, is it next week Halloween? I mean, Thanksgiving, or is that 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
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 But that's close.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Christmas 4 weeks after that.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Then shit's over.
It's all
That's
over.
The holidays are done.
Done and
I mean,
done.
holidays happen, but people don't include like, they do include New Year's Eve and
sometimes, yeah.
New Year's Day in the holiday. But like, it's not that long before Valentine's Day. And then St. Patrick's Day, and then Easter. Nobody includes all of those.
I don't include Valentine's Day.
I really hope this year we get a St. Patrick's Day parade with all of the festivities, green beer flowing.
Yeah. But weren't you just now saying something about there's supposed to be another surge?
Yeah, I see where they say that in Europe it's already happening,
Mm-hmm.
and the numbers are showing that it's happening here.
Is it because it's getting colder outside?
No, it's just because people aren't taking precautions.
Yeah.
People just like, oh, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, it's not over.
It's not.
It's not.
Speaking
of which,
what we should be doing,
what?
Not drinking green beer, but drinking
a beer.
And we have it here.
Well, let's tell them what we're drinking.
It's our live beer review, everybody. You know what, everyone? Hi.
Hi.
This is episode 199. This is the last episode of the 100s.
Yep.
We were just talking. We think we need to do a special 200 episode, and we don't know what to do. So
we have some ideas.
We'll do something. We are going to do some special shows. So we have we got a couple special shows coming up.
Yep.
They're going to be not our regular shows.
Videos. We're going to do videos.
Yes.
Yep. That should be fun.
And then we'll do something special for the 200th.
Yeah.
I feel
we'll come up with something.
We should.
We've got a few days.
Yeah.
Okay. So today for our live beer review, which is where we drink a beer during the podcast, and then
for our 200th episode, let's drink 200 beers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Let's sit down, 200 glasses of beer.
You are out of your mind.
I'm going to do it.
Okay, you do that. I'll make sure your wife knows to take you to the hospital.
It could be small glasses.
Anyhow, today for our live beer review, which is where we drink a beer during the podcast, we rate it at the end and tell you what we think of it. Today we're having Teardrinker. It's a combination. It's a collab between Three Taverns craft beers and Mastodon. And together they came up with this super special beer. It's a hazy India Pale
Definitely
Ale.
Hazy. Look at that.
Oh my word!
That looks like it's dirty.
It just looked, and I'm not really looking forward to this.
No, we were talking about what we thought it's going to smell like. It does. It smells like that.
This is 6.3% alcohol by volume, and you got us some pint cans.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely unclear. It's cloudy for sure. With a chance of rain.
Cloudy with a chance of grapefruits.
Yep.
Is it grapefruit juice?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Sure is.
It smells. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like grapefruit juice.
It does not taste like grapefruit juice.
It does a little bit.
It tastes like IPA, and it tastes like a double hopped IPA, which is what it is.
Teardrinker, did you say who it's from and all of that stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Three Taverns and Mastodon.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I tried to find a festive Christmas beer.
Yeah?
And I couldn't find anything because last time I felt like they had a lot of stuff and then it was gone.
Isn't that weird? Because like we were just saying, Christmas started so early.
I know.
You'd think that all those things would be out right now and we could find them. But like I've driven past a couple of houses where you can already see their Christmas tree up inside the house. Mm-hmm. And it's the 14th of November.
I'm still all about the Kentucky Beer Barrel Peppermint Porter. Dang, that was good. And I had I don't remember if I had two or one, but it's so good.
Did you go get more?
I'm going to. It's the best beer of the season so far, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I haven't tried a lot of them, but man, that's good.
This one does not rank at the same level.
I don't know that I would put it there.
I certainly would not.
Let's do a quick Would You Rather.
Okay.
You know?
Would you rather do a quick Would You Rather, or would you rather not?
Let's do a quick one.
All right.
Quick one.
You're going to read for me first.
Oh, man, I didn't bring my glasses up here. Well, I got some here.
There's some right there.
All right.
There's
Drop
some
a blue
right
one.
there,
Blue one.
too.
I feel blue coming out through your hands. You know,
It's yellow.
I saw it before it even hit. I could have done yellow and you would have thought I was like, all right, yellow. It's random. Would you rather, before 3 days of solitary confinement, have a last 1 minute phone call?
1 minute?
I guess you're in prison. Or a last jog around the yard. So you're in prison apparently.
Apparently.
I don't know what you did, but you're in prison and you're going to solitary confinement. You got to fight. You called the guard a name, maybe punched the guard. I don't know what you did.
Apparently I did something to deserve this.
But anyway, you're going to solitary.
Okay.
Before you go, would you rather have a 1 minute phone call before you go?
Right.
I don't know to who.
Okay.
Or would you rather jog around the yard one last time?
Probably the phone call.
Just have a phone call?
Just a phone call. I don't jog.
Who would it be?
That's a very good
Who
question.
would you call for 1 minute?
Probably you.
Yeah, you call somebody for 1 minute, and then I'm like, you call me, and I'm just like, can you hold on just a second? Okay, I'm back. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
That would be me.
Yeah.
That's the phone call you'd get from me.
I bet. All right, it's your turn.
All right, so maybe I'm dropping the blue
Maybe.
one. Where is it?
Maybe.
Let's see what we got here.
All right.
Pick these up. Picking them up.
Pick them all up.
Do you think people watching the show, listening to the show, do you think the people still listen? I don't
No.
think they do.
No.
I think podcasts are done.
I think ours is.
I think we'll be doing this podcast years before we realize absolutely no one's listening to it.
You got a yellow one too.
Wow.
Okay. Yellow, once again, is random.
Yeah.
Would you rather spend the rest of your life without pockets, purses, or bags,
That sounds like a Grinch.
or spend 3 months not knowing what time it is?
How do those correlate at all?
No.
I rarely know what time it is. Now, it says I don't know what time it is.
For 3 months.
But I could just guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. Why not?
I mean, that's kind of how I live my life.
Plus, my pockets are always full. I cram my pockets full of everything.
What do you put in your pockets?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
You put your lunch in your pocket?
Pretty much. Yep. Everything. Gum, keys, wallets, handkerchiefs. I have a lot of stuff in my. Traditionally, I've always done that. I just load up my pockets.
Do you? I'll get it out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Do you carry a man purse?
No. I mean, I've carried bags and satchels and stuff before. Mm-hmm. Nothing I would call a purse.
Okay.
But I don't carry any of that now. Now I still carry like I'm going to college. I carry a stack of books with me.
You do?
Notebooks and stuff, and then I come home because I usually have a sketchbook. I have a notebook. What other books do I have? I don't know, just regular things.
Whatever
And then I got my
you're reading.
iPad a lot of times, my phone. I always, I always take lots of things to sketch and make notes or whatever.
Yep.
It's like being in college.
I carry this.
Your phone, which is all of those things.
My phone, which is also my wallet.
Yeah, you would think that would be enough, but the thing is, I realize like when I use my phone for those things, I run the battery down, and then I can't use it if I need it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what chargers are for. So maybe if you just carried a charger in your
Can't
pocket.
always be in a place where you're charging.
True.
Can't
True.
do it. All right. Well, what have we've talked about everything.
That's
Thanks
it.
for joining us,
Bye.
everyone.
No.
We just start the show and then leave.
So I had an interesting experience on Friday, and I'd like to just kind of lay it out for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So I will start by saying I had to go in and get an ultrasound.
Okay. Preg?
No.
Oh.
No. But we're looking at something within my uterus. It's just not a baby.
Oh.
So she did the external.
So it's a grown-up.
It's not a grown-up
Oh,
in
no.
my uterus either. She did the external ultrasound, and then she did an internal ultrasound as well.
Exploratories.
All the, let's have a look-see and see what's happening all up in your business.
Okay.
So I do all this. Well, first of all, the night prior, I had just kind of worked myself up into anxiety attack because I'd gone to my doctor on Thursday.
Right.
And she said, we definitely need to look at something. So she scheduled it for the very next day, Friday. So then I got myself all concerned on Thursday night, and I had to call out for work because I was just a mess. I couldn't sleep. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's one less thing I have to worry about, and I'm just going to get through my day. And then I look up and, oh, crap, I'm late. Right?
Okay.
So I get in the car and I, get there as quickly as I can. I take the wrong freaking exit.
Uh-oh.
You know how 85 and 75 are one road until they aren't anymore?
Yeah, and it's a surprise sometimes.
And I was supposed to go up 75 and I went up 85.
Oh, no. You
So-
don't want to do that. 85 is really, really bad.
Yeah, but I went ahead and I took the next exit and I found my way there.
Okay.
And I was there with like 5 minutes to spare, so I was okay.
Wow, you did pretty good.
Yeah. Also, I got there and I had had an ultrasound of another part of my body with this same person before, so I knew her.
Oh.
Like, I had an experience with her, and she recognized me. And you
You're
know,
like, I like the way you do those ultrasounds.
I guess
Coming back for your sound.
coming back for more.
Wow.
Yeah. So I get my ultrasound, and I ask her, because I'm kind of nervous and having more anxiety, and I ask her, I'm like, I know you're not like an MD. She goes, no, I'm not. I said, what's it looking like in there, right? Because she's taking a bunch of pictures, and I'm just like, what's it looking like in there? And of course, she says, I can't give you results because she can't. She's not allowed. She said, but
They can look, but they can't tell you what they see.
right. But she did say something along these lines. Sometimes our bodies do things to us that isn't fair.
Oh, then you want to hear that.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Sure.
While you're looking for something in my uterus.
You're laying there and she's going, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No. So I'm like, all right. So that's done. It's over with. It wasn't horrible. It was fine. I go to head home. And, let's see. I go to head home. I get almost all the way home, and I'm like, crap, I was supposed to go to the grocery store, right? So I turn around, go to the grocery store. It's only 5 minutes from the house. I get to the grocery store, and I'm like, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Oh, wait, no. I had stopped on my way, and I had gotten a pizza at Mellow Mushroom downtown. And felt good about only having one slice, and I was taking the rest home with me. But I stopped at a light, and there was a woman there asking for money or whatever, and I asked her if she was hungry, and she said yes, so I gave her the rest of my pizza. And I was feeling pretty good about that. Just, I like to do nice things once in a while. So then I'm like, get almost all the way home, and then I'm like, well, shit, I was supposed to go to the grocery store. So I turn around and go to the grocery store. I'm outside the grocery store, and people are driving like assholes, right? So my anxiety level is climbing, even though the ultrasound is over. I go inside the grocery store, and I'm like, look, you don't have to be anywhere. You're not in a hurry. Just take your time, get what you need. If you see something that you want, let's say you want some ice cream, get you ice cream. You want some chips, get some chips. Get yourself something fun or something that you don't get all the time. Okay. So I ended up getting ice cream and cookies and chips. And then I go up to the checkout, and I do the self-checkout because I don't have time for walking through somebody's line. So I'm doing the self-checkout, and I pay, and I'm like, okay, all I have to do for the rest of the day is go home, right?
But you go outside, and the pizza woman's like, "Can I have some dessert?"
No.
Oh, okay.
That would be funny. But no. So I go to put all the bags back in the cart so I can walk out to the car, and I drop the last bag.
Oh, no.
On the floor. It is a jar of pickles. Huge jar of pickles, which breaks, of course, right there.
Yeah.
There's now pickle juice
Start
everywhere.
just eating pickles real quick.
I was like, damn, that smells good.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, and she's like, it's okay. Let me worry about this. You go get the items that were in your bag that you now need to replace because they're covered in pickle juice.
Okay.
So she's like, you already paid. Just go replace them. Come back. I was like, all right. So I go and I get the things and I come back and I'm so sorry. And I get my things and I leave. And I get out to the car and I'm like, where am I?
You know what? She should have said, it's no big deal. That would have been great.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have caught it, though, in the moment. No. But I get out to the car, and I'm like, where are my keys?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, shit. Now I got to go back in the car. I left my keys at the little kiosk thing where I checked out.
That's where you're supposed to leave keys.
I think so.
The kiosk.
And I'm like, grab my keys, and again, on my way out, I'm so sorry. They get out to the car, put the groceries in the car. I, put the cart away. I put it in one of the receptacles in the parking lot. Normally, I take it back up to the front of the store, but not today. I'm over it, right?
Not today, Satan.
Also, on my way out to the car, after I went back in and got my keys, you know how, there's a stop, cars coming by have to stop? Mm-hmm. She stopped. And I start walking across the street, and she hits the gas and stops again, right in front of me. And I'd had it at that point. And I was just like, just fucking go. I lost it. I yelled at her, and I'm like, after the fact, I'm like, thank God she didn't have a gun or something, right?
It might have been the pizza woman.
Could have been. Where's my dessert? Yeah, so then I get to the car, I put my groceries in, I put the cart away, I get to the house. Where's my phone? Where's my fucking phone?
It's in the cart.
This is okay. That's the first thing that I think too, because I have done that before. I have left my phone.
I've had to go back and search with you
in the cart. Just even in the last couple of years, I've done it 3 or 4 times. So on my way back, and every time I go back and look, it's right where I left it in the cart.
Right.
Well, this time I'm like, you know what? You are overdue. And the thing about my phone is not just my phone. It's also got my driver's license in it, and my debit card, my credit card, my health insurance card.
And all your notes, so you don't have to carry notebooks.
All of the things are in my phone. And I go back to where I put the cart, in the cart receptacle, no phone. I go to every single cart receptacle in the parking lot, knowing full well I was not on that side of the parking lot, right? But I look anyway, no phone. I go and I look at the carts inside both doors. No phone. Shit. I've resigned myself to the fact that my phone is gone, right? So I go to customer service, and I have to wait between 4 people who are taking their own sweet fucking time, and I just want to go home. And I asked, did anybody turn in a phone, And so I describe it, and she starts looking. There was 20 phones in this drawer. People just leaving their phones around willy-nilly, I guess.
Giving you one.
And I'm like, none of those are it. She's like, nope, none of these are it. And she goes, leave me your name and your number. I'm like, okay. I'll do that, right? I also, though, I went ahead and used her phone to try and call my phone.
Right.
In case somebody had found it and hadn't turned it in yet.
No ringing?
It rang and rang and rang and rang and rang. No answer. So I left her my name and my number. I said, obviously, it's not going to do me any good because I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
However, I will call back tonight and see if anybody turned it in. Okay. So I get back in the car. I know my phone is gone. It's just gone. So now I'm going back to the house again. It's an hour later. I'm going back to the house again. I get all the way to the house. I pull in the garage. I shut the garage door behind me. And I hear, boo boo. And I'm like, that was my phone. Where the hell is my phone, right? Because in my car, nobody else is in my car. So my passenger side seat is like my coffee table. You know, it's a catch-all.
Sure.
Everything goes there. And if there's something there, I put my phone in the center console. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I missed the console and it fell on the floor and it's in the back or something, you know? So I get out, I go around the other side of the car, I'm pulling the seats up, I'm looking under the seat, I'm feeling no phone. I'm like, there are no other devices in my car that make a sound like that. This is my phone. Where the hell is it? Look over. It is on the back seat. Not on the floorboard of the back seat. On the back seat. I didn't put it there. How the hell did it get there?
You had to. You just weren't thinking.
I had to.
Yeah.
Because didn't nobody else have access to my car or my phone? Why would I do that? I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I have my phone, right? So I look, everything is intact. Everything is there. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I go inside the house. I put the groceries away. Thankfully, Toffee hasn't eaten anything. She didn't get into anything. Yay. I take my bra off instantly, take my shoes off. I sit down. All the groceries are put away. And I go to call your wife because I told her that I was stressed out about my appointment and I would call her when I got home. So I go to call her and she answers the phone and I just look down at the same time she answers the phone and I went, what the fuck? Or something like that instead of, hi.
Yeah.
She's like, what? Huge piece of glass sticking out of my foot. Blood everywhere.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Pickle jar.
Oh, all that time? How weird.
So I had dropped the pickles. I had gone, replaced the items. I had went out, almost got myself killed by somebody in a car. I went out to the car, forgot my keys, went back in, got my keys, went back out to the car, made it all the way home. Where's my phone? Went back to the store looking for my phone.
So it's like some detective somewhere following the blood trail, like, what's going on?
Exactly.
Who got killed?
Get all the way home, put groceries away. Took my shoes off, put groceries away. And I just had slip-ons, so I didn't have to take socks or anything off. And then look down, and there's just blood. And I look over, and I can see my shoes, and one of my shoes is just full of blood.
And you didn't know.
I had no idea. Huge piece of glass sticking out of my foot the whole time. Yeah. So that was my Friday.
Now you're going to have to go get an ultrasound to see if there's more glass in you.
Somewhere. And it's kind of that thing where it's like, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? It's like, if you get stuck in the foot with a piece of glass and you don't see it happen, does it hurt?
Yeah. Well, you were distracted. It's, thing people do. Like, a lot of times I've read where people get shot.
Yeah.
Like, actually get shot, and then it's a long time before they actually know that they'd been shot.
Like, they knew they heard something.
Yeah.
But they didn't feel it happen.
Like the girl that got killed on the Alec Baldwin set.
Yeah.
No one knew what happened. And she just had a stomach ache. She thought it's like suddenly sharp pain in her stomach, and she was complaining about a stomach pain, and she didn't know she'd been shot.
Right.
I mean, who thinks that when you're at work on the set,
working,
that you're gonna be shot?
Yeah, running a camera and then.
Yeah, and I've read that happens to a lot of people, and injuries and things will happen, and a lot of times people, it's a while before they know. What did you pull it out? What was the deal? What did you? I mean.
Yeah, I pulled the glass out.
Just pulled the glass out.
Threw it away. Cleaned it up. Cleaned up my shoes. Looked for any blood on the floor in the house. It was apparently dried by then, so I didn't track any blood into the house. I didn't bother to look in the car because I give a shit if there's blood in my car, right? So I was just. Okay, so this happens. And then I was like, I am not leaving this fucking house until I absolutely have to. Absolutely have to. And I haven't. I did not. This is the first I've left the house since Friday afternoon.
Well, all of that bad luck, I'm kind of concerned now.
And then on my way here, I didn't tell you guys when I was coming, and you both texted me, "Where are you?"
Well, you were later than you usually are.
Yeah.
So we were both, and like when I was coming here, there was a really bad wreck, and so.
And there was an accident. That's what I got stuck behind a stalled car on the interstate is what it ended up being. And there's 4 freaking other lanes you could use, but no, people have to go 10 miles an hour and stare and point at the person whose car is stalled. That's literally it. After we passed the stalled car, traffic started going.
It's always that.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to get gas on my way here, so I had lost track of time, and I was just, you know what? I just need to breathe. I need to be present in my body. I need to be aware of my surroundings, and I need to not leave the house ever again. I did get some good news on Friday though as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Friday afternoon after all this happened and after I had already vented to your wife and gave her this whole spiel, and I'm probably leaving something out, but apparently it wasn't as important. I get a call from, now I know I mentioned it here on maybe the last podcast or the one prior that I had to have a butt probe done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got my results back.
Okay.
During my butt probe, which you took me to, thank you.
You don't have to go into details now.
No, I just, they found something. And they...
Their watch. I've been looking for that.
That's where that went.
Where the hell?
No, it was...
Lost that on prom.
It was... They took some things out for analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that with me.
They wanted
always
to
find something they were
analyze.
Yeah.
Yes.
Analyze.
Analyze.
Yeah.
So, but she sent me back the results. She's like, only one of what we found, could be a problem, but it's not a problem enough that we're going to worry about it. You don't have to have another one done for 3 years, unless you have another problem.
Yeah, that's normal at your age.
I think so. I think so. So that's that, and that's great. And I was like, well, finally, some good news, right?
Yeah.
And then the ultrasound technician who checked out my lady parts,
asked you out?
No, but you know what was funny? And okay, I'm so embarrassed. I'm actually going to say this out loud.
All right.
So, for the internal exam, it's like a probe that they put in your vagina.
Okay.
And then they move things around to get a good picture of your uterus.
Yes.
So, thankfully, she's like, okay, am I at your vagina? I'm like, yes. She goes, do I have your consent to insert the probe? I'm like,
did they do that to you when you did the colonoscopy? Did they ask?
No, I was already knocked out.
I went in.
They did ask me, do I have your consent to do this? Yes.
I thought that was so weird because first of all, I had already been sedated.
Oh.
So, I wasn't out, but I was relaxed. And it was right before they gave me the big knockout stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, do we have it? And I'm like, well, I'm in here. What do you think I'm here for? The
Ass
tour?
Up,
what does that
head
mean?
Down. What? I'm just, I'm not showing it to you just to look at.
I guess.
All right.
Why not?
Might as well.
Like, can we use you as a hand puppet too?
No.
We're studying ventriloquism. No, not with me. You're not.
Not today, Satan.
That's weird that they ask you that right before they do it.
So, anymore, you have to.
Okay.
Just to cover yourself,
Right.
as the technician, she had to cover herself.
I haven't had a prostate when it's like they snap the glove. They're like, do I have your permission to go in there?
And you're like, hell no.
Huh.
Yeah. But what I'm embarrassed to tell you,
I think I know what you're gonna say,
is that it was awkwardly enjoyable.
That's what I was gonna say. What you should have asked her, because now I'm curious if how many times someone has had an orgasm when someone was doing that.
I don't know, but
it has to have happened.
It has to have happened
because number one, there are people who have orgasms easily.
Yes,
they're just easily gasmed.
Easily gasmed.
There's got to be a word for that. So that's one thing, and it's just everything can happen at some point. So it has to have been an experience. And what do? I guess they just give them a cigarette. I don't know what.
Well, here's the thing, though. If I were having my internal exam and I started, I mean, because again, like I said, it wasn't half bad.
It's like a happy ending.
But at the same time, I don't know that I would make it known that it was enjoyable, if you know what I mean.
I sort of know what you mean. For guys, that would be impossible.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true.
Everybody knows it.
So I just wonder, like, because, you know, you're a man, so you have to have the prostate thing done a lot.
Okay, yeah.
During your checkups.
Yep.
They go in and touch things. Some men enjoy that as part of sex.
Yes.
Like that is, there's a thing they call it milking the prostate. I just wonder if like somebody ever like got really into it.
Well, once again, everything can happen. So I would be willing to bet, number one, that it has happened. And number two, there have been people who asked for it to happen. I guarantee you that doctors, and if you're a doctor and you're listening to our show, first of all, why the hell?
Why?
And second of all, let us know, because I just feel like I've learned that they're just weird, strange people who surprise me.
And isn't that weird? Like, people still surprise us. I didn't think anybody could surprise me.
Every once in a while, I'm just like, I can't even believe that person said that or did that or whatever. And there has to be someone who just will ask a doctor for a happy ending. I know it's got to happen.
And I would hope that doctor would say no. And by the way, please don't come back. You know,
like, do you have Medicare?
I'll be firing you now. Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened enough where they actually
inappropriate.
They have something to say, you know, about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
there just has to be those people.
I don't know either.
I think the hardest part would be like having to deal with someone who they actually have an orgasm, and you can't ignore it,
right?
So there has to be something that how they deal with it, you know.
Yeah, but like those exams take like less than 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, they
just kind of go in, feel around, nothing's enlarged, so you're fine.
Right.
I mean, if you're being probed, or if you already happen to have an attraction to your doctor, and now the doctor is probing you, and you get aroused, you may not be able to hide that. But I can't imagine that you could have an orgasm in less than 30 seconds.
You never know. Some people can. There are a few.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't think I could go to a doctor I found attractive.
No?
No, my doctors all have to be ugly. I couldn't do it. I don't think that would. I would feel weird about it.
It feels inappropriate, doesn't it?
I guess inappropriate. I would just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't know either.
I mean, I haven't had a prostate exam in quite a while.
Yeah.
Trying to think when the last one was. But yeah, I can remember like right when I moved here. And I got a new doctor, and I went expecting him to do it. And he was just like, yeah, I don't think you need that today. I think he just didn't want to do it.
He just didn't want to do it. I mean, well, you hadn't given him any symptoms or reasons to. Yeah.
I did bring him flowers. But, yeah.
Maybe next time buy him dinner.
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know. Do they do that for colonoscopies? Do they do any kind of, I don't know if they check your prostate when they're doing that. I don't know all the medical stuff.
You're knocked out anyways. They could be doing whatever they want to you.
I just, when you get older, you know, it's just like I feel like old age and pregnant are the times when you just have, you're constantly on display.
Yep.
People are always prodding and probing and checking and moving and sticking things in. It's just constant. And I can remember my dad having to have all of these tests, and the nurse was kind of being really kind of nonchalant, kind of cold. My mother just was like, "Look, do you think he likes just laying there having all this stuff done?" It's,
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of robbing a person of their dignity.
Exactly.
It's just like, you could at least be nice or, you know, apologetic or sensitive, I guess I should say.
Yeah, just be sensitive to the fact that this is an older person
Yeah.
who is just
Would rather not be here.
and they're being subjected to these things. I mean, they're looking after their health, which is good, but it's no fun.
And then when you're pregnant, you're half the time you're just spread and everybody's coming out and in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Constantly. I will tell you that when I did have my colonoscopy very recently, they tried to kill me.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. You took me and you drove me home. I don't remember if I told you this or not. In the room when they first start getting you all prepped and taking down all your information and everything, and you're already in the bed, right?
Okay.
And they're about to place your IV or whatever the case may be. She goes to lift the bed up. It's like one of those, you know, you got to pump it with your foot, and the bed goes up.
That's actually how they did my colonoscopy.
With their foot?
Pumped it with their foot.
Okay.
Great.
Nice. Well, the bed itself has an IV pole on it, and that IV pole went up into the freaking light fixture.
It blew a light.
It did. She looked up because we heard a crack. She looked up, and the plastic piece was broke in half, and then she like lowered the bed, and then a bulb fell out and smashed on the floor.
Like, first time you've done one of these?
And then she was like visibly upset, obviously, right? And she just kept apologizing and apologizing. And I'm like, this woman is about to stick me with a needle. I need her to focus, right? So she just moves the whole bed into the other room. There was no glass on the bed because it didn't break till it hit the floor, right?
You woke up and there's a piece of glass in your foot.
That was a week later.
Now.
But yeah.
That's a lawsuit right there. Just tell them that they did it.
So they move me into the, next room over and start again, getting ready to prepare my IV.
Insane.
Yeah. So she goes to do my IV in my hand, and she can't get it to work.
Yeah. I have that every time.
Because I just had to be like, I had to fast. I'm dehydrated.
Yeah.
My veins in my hand aren't that big.
Right.
And she just kept trying, and I'm like, and I'm just like, and she's visibly shaking, and I'm just like, okay. So finally,
we stop and breathe.
Yeah, let's just focus for a minute, please.
I was concerned because I dropped you off there. We went up and we went to the office. I dropped you off, and like no one was there for 10 minutes.
I know.
No, it was like a ghost town. We could have gone and checked everybody's records. It was like nobody was behind the desk.
Yep.
Nobody was sitting in. It was just like completely empty.
Yep.
And we were just like, no one's coming. No one's gonna be here to help. And then I was like, this is not a good sign.
And it was very odd. I don't know if you were still upstairs with me, but the woman who initially checked me in, her name was Cheri Brown.
Yeah, she told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That is weird. She may have been making it up.
No, it was very Twilight Zone-y.
Yeah.
That whole day. Yeah, she ended up, eventually the nurse was just like, I'm just putting the IV in your arm. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. Well, I feel like everything is better now. It's all looking up. The holidays are coming. Glass out of your foot.
I've already had the butt checked. I've had the other things checked.
It's time to realize that the glass is half full, half empty,
right? Of
half
pickles.
in your foot. Yeah.
Half in my foot. Yes. Yes. Pickles all over the floor.
Well, I'm not having any of your pickles for Thanksgiving this year. I know that.
Real quick, since I don't think I did this on our last podcast,
okay.
I need to do our days of the week.
Let's do it. Let's get those days going.
I only have one per day, so this won't take long.
Okay. Special ones.
Special ones.
Yeah.
So the 15th is Monday.
Okay.
It's National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day.
Today is Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day, which I need to do, and it's a good time to do that for Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Get ready for all the stuff going in, and I think it's a good day to do that.
And that's what we would do at work. At work we all have like kitchen duty,
Duty, yeah.
And every month there's like 2 or 3 people on kitchen duty, and you have to like take the garbage and stuff out of the fridge. But in November, prior to our Thanksgiving, because we always do a potluck for Thanksgiving, prior to that, we actually have to clean out the refrigerator. And November's my month.
I always think it's weird when I clean out, especially the freezer, and there's like some of the bags. I mean, there's enough to make a soup on the bottom of the freezer.
Yeah.
Just stuff just hanging out down there.
It's just so weird.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how to get that out.
And you know what my biggest thing is that I tend not to do, and I know this is going to gross people out. You know the little crisper drawers?
Yes.
If something goes bad in there,
You just leave it?
I just leave it.
Ugh.
Like, I'll take the thing out and throw it away, but
and
like
that little dark juice under there. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Do I really want to clean that right now? No, I'll clean it later.
You do.
I know. I need to clean it now. So Tuesday is National Check Your Wipers Day. When's the last time you... Not those kinds of wipers. When's the last time...
Well, we just talked about having butt exams. I didn't know if that was the person who did that. I don't know.
Your windshield wipers.
I'm one of those people that likes to have new wipers all the time.
Yeah.
I can't stand old wipers, and so like when you do your windshield wipers, and it has like you could tell there's like a little cut or a little split, and it I hate that. It's one of my pet peeves.
What about do you stay on top of things like your wiper fluid and stuff like that?
Yes, I try to do that. Yeah.
I barely put oil in my car.
And I hate it when you're driving down the street and you're driving down the road and it starts raining and you turn it on and then there's like a little pine needle that's stuck under there and it will not come off. And it's dragging across your windshield over and over and you have to like pull over and get your gun and just start shooting randomly into traffic.
I don't know that that's the...
when that happens?
No, I don't. I honestly don't think that's the best course of action to take
that drives me nuts. I hate it.
Wednesday is National Baklava Day. Do you like baklava?
Baklava, I do. I do like baklava.
It's too sticky for me.
It's very sticky, but it's good.
Yeah.
I have to try to eat it with a fork. It's kind of weird to eat with a fork, but you can eat it with a fork.
Okay.
I don't understand because you have spanakopita and baklava.
So baklava is the sweet version.
Yeah, baklava is honey and flaky dough and some nuts,
yep.
Which I think... Is it pistachio nuts? I think maybe.
Normally.
Yeah, and I mean, I like it, but it's very gooey and sticky. But then spanakopita is kind of the same thing. It's just with spinach and cheese and stuff, and then it's the same flaky dough.
Well, it's the same. It's phyllo dough, which is yummy.
Dough.
But I wouldn't like try and make phyllo dough. You buy that shit.
You do buy it.
Okay, so Thursday.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse birthday.
Okay.
Stupid, right?
It's very dumb. Yeah.
There was nothing else, though.
Oh.
So, Friday, this one's even worse.
Pluto's birthday.
No.
Oh.
It's National Carbonated Beverage Day with caffeine.
Oh, I don't do that anymore.
I don't either.
Can't celebrate on that day.
No. I don't. I mean, I do sometimes drink soda, like as a mixer with the alcohol or something.
That's what I stopped doing. I will drink soda water.
Yeah. Well, I drink, normally it's like a ginger beer.
Okay.
Or something like that. No caffeine. Because if I have any caffeine, I don't sleep well. So just knock out the caffeine.
Okay.
Saturday is National Absurdity Day.
I love that.
Are you absurd?
I love being absurd. I wish I'd known it. I would have done something special.
Something absurd.
That's right.
You can make yourself a little video and put it on our YouTube channel.
I might do that. I might do something special for our 200th. I don't know.
Fun. I might too.
Okay.
All right. Sunday, which is the last day, is something that you probably won't like. It's National Stuffing Day.
I like stuffing.
You like dressing.
I like dressing and stuffing.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a fan of dressing. But I can eat stuffing, especially if it's very sagey and very moist. I like that. I don't like very dry dressing. And cornbread stuffing.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
I like cornbread dressing. So my mother always made bread dressing.
With like white bread?
Yes. And so I grew up with that. It's very mushy.
Yeah.
But still very, very good. And then the first time I had cornbread dressing, I was like, oh, well, forget it. I will never eat bread dressing again. Cornbread is like where it's at.
When I was little, my mother used to make like stovetop stuffing.
Yeah.
That was it. It was
Yeah,
just
I've
easier.
done that. I've done that before in an emergency Thanksgiving cook
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You just got to have something.
You need to have something because your dressing kind of takes all day.
It is. It's a long process, but it's worth it.
I agree.
It's worth it. This is going to be Lewis's first year to get some dressing.
Uh-huh.
I always give a little bit to the dogs.
Can't give them too much because it does have
And
things
it's
in
got
it.
onions in it, which they're not
Yeah.
supposed to eat, and it's
Yeah.
got a little garlic in it,
Yeah.
but not a lot. And it's also covered with chocolate, and they're not supposed to have any of that
You
stuff.
don't put chocolate in
And
your dressing.
antifreeze. I
And,
put a little.
the antifreeze,
I put a little bit of that in all of my dressing. And no, I mean it's safe. It's just a little bit, and they only get a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah.
But they love it, and so I always give them a little tiny, tiny piece. So Lewis will get some this year.
Yep. Yep.
Lewis is doing so well. That dog's been with us for 6 months, I think now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he's always living with anxiety.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to be getting better. And so he got some anti-anxiety medicine.
Oh, okay.
This sounds so strange. And he's been on it, and he's been doing so much better since then. He still has the anxiety, still has some fear, but he's much better with me, comes up and lets me pet him, and he's just nicer and just friendlier and not as scared.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that continues to happen. So
I recently got back on some anti-anxiety medications myself.
you and Lewis both. Did you go to your vet?
No.
Oh,
No. But I will tell you a side benefit of getting onto anti-anxiety medications.
okay.
I've been meaning to cut back on alcohol for some time now.
Okay.
And I'd actually tried a few times
Yeah.
and failed. But being on the anti-anxiety medication makes it super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, super easy.
I've discovered I'm having more alcohol right now. I don't know why. Not a conscious choice. I do know a couple of reasons why, because I hang out in my studio in the gallery, and we have this beer that's left over from the first Friday, and it's just there. And I'm just like, I'm going to have a beer, and I just drink a beer.
Yeah.
And so maybe sometimes one a day, which I don't need.
Right.
And then my wife's been doing some cocktails. So I think I have too much alcohol. I'm going to back off the alcohol, too.
Yeah, it's actually, I was shocked at how easy it's been because of this anti-anxiety medication. now.
Yeah.
It makes me less likely to reach for something that might be considered self-medicating.
Yeah.
And I don't need it.
You don't need it. Yep. You just do it if you like it.
Yeah, yeah, and even then, the reason that I mentioned that I'd been wanting to cut back on it quite a bit is because alcohol is a cardiac stimulant.
Yeah.
and I'm having some cardiac issues, so I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Right.
So I just quit.
Yep. It's the best thing to do.
Yep, and I also lost 20 pounds. So bam.
I'm putting mine back on. I don't know why. Not doing it on purpose.
I actually saw the underside of 200 pounds the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Wish I did. Hey, since we're talking about alcohol, let's talk about the beer. Let's see what we think of this beer.
Okay.
What do you think of the beer?
I'm not a fan.
Me either.
It's not my favorite, and we should have known to only open one can.
Oh yeah, we should have. I should have just bought one can. I didn't even realize it was an IPA.
Even though it says India Pale Ale
I just
on
wasn't
it.
thinking about it. It's got a cool graphic on it. It just seems, some pretty good cool label, and just looked like it would be a cool beer. And I didn't even think about much what type of beer it was.
Yeah. Yeah, the artwork is pretty cool. It looks like a moth with a human skeleton.
Yeah, and that's got to be good beer right there.
Right?
You would think.
No. But
All right.
if you are an IPA fan,
Yeah, it's fine.
especially for a hazy IPA, this is a double hopped hazy IPA.
Yeah.
So if
but
this is your speed, check it out.
It tastes like every IPA we've ever had. I don't know
I'm
the
so
difference in
over
IPAs.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we'll have one that just tastes different, but for the most part they all taste the same. And
Agreed.
I don't know if there is any difference. Maybe there is. Maybe you if you really like IPAs, you develop a taste for the nuances of them. But I can't. They all just taste like grapefruit juice to me.
It's so weird. I used to be into IPAs. Like IPAs, the hoppier the better, man.
No.
Bring it.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like,
Can't do it.
no. No. I think it's because I started to get into things like sours.
Yeah.
And then some of those porters and stuff.
I'm a porter dude.
That I never used to be a fan
I'm a
of.
Porter Wagner.
And now that I like those, I'm like, okay, IPA, you can say
All right,
it.
so last week we did not rate the beer. We
Because
totally
we're
forgot.
Stupid.
I can't remember what was this one, Pontoon Witching Hour.
Yep.
But I can't remember what I thought about it. So we don't have a rating for last week. The witches got to us.
They did. Mm-hmm. They did. They stopped us from rating the beer.
For some reason, I think I kind of liked it. I don't think I would have rated it over a 3.
I remember enjoying it as well. I think. Mm-hmm. Let me look. I mean, I have slept since then, so who knows?
It was all right.
Yeah, that's right, because it was a triple.
Yeah.
Remember?
Did it have it's like a 9%?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's
it wasn't
strong.
bad. I remember liking it okay.
9% alcohol by volume.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Belgian-style triple, and this was actually the first beer that you said I can actually recognize what a triple is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would have given it a 2, somewhere between a 2.5 and a 3, but I can't remember. So I'm not. We'll just leave it open. We won't review it.
I probably would have too, but maybe we can go back to that one.
Possibly. But this week we're gonna do the Teardrinker. What is it? Is that what it is? Yeah, Teardrinker.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think? You want to give it a number? Do you want me to give it a number?
I'll give it a 1.
All right, I'm giving it a 1.5. I about had it with these IPAs.
Then stop buying them.
No, I feel like we owe. There may be a time we taste something and go, "Wow, this is totally different from every other IPA we've ever had."
Yeah,
it's a public service. You drink.
Public service.
This is like sours. All sours taste alike to me anymore. They all just taste like the same drink. But every once in a while, you have one you're like, "Whoa, they did something different with this."
Yeah,
and that's nice. I mean, I like sours. I certainly like them better than IPAs. But every once in a while, you get a different taste of an IPA, and I like to be able to say this one's different. So, I wouldn't want to do it every week, but I like to have just a variety, But I do feel like in the holidays, I tend to like to go with more of the porters or the sweet or the flavored beers that kind of
and stuff,
taste a little bit like Christmas.
For sure.
Yeah.
The warmer, kind of heavier, darker. Yes, I hear you.
If you know of a particular beer that we've never had on this show and you want to recommend it, send it to us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. We will see if we can find it. Give it a taste.
We can't always guarantee that we'll be able to find it because some of these beers are regional.
Yeah.
So, it may not be distributed here. But if you're close by or if you're somewhere in the Southeast and you know that we should be able to get it, absolutely let us know.
Yep.
And we will do our best.
What else do we have? Just drop us a line anyway. Tell us that you listen to the show. It helps us out. It helps us to know that you're out there.
Yep.
Our good friend Cynthia today dropped us a little line. Mm-hmm. She said that every time she was making popcorn, every time she makes popcorn on the stove, she thinks of me.
That's creepy.
Well, do you know what was really creepy?
What?
She sent that, like 3 seconds after I finished eating a bag of popcorn.
No.
Yeah, totally.
That's
Isn't that weird?
funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, just drop us a line. Tell us what you think of the show. If you like the show, if you hate the show, you could suggest topics.
Sure.
It's fine with me. I don't care. Tell us what you get for Christmas. Whatever.
We are going to be putting up a couple of videos here in the next little bit.
Well, let's kind of explain because we did the snack shows.
Right.
And we started thinking maybe people are tired of the snack shows. And we asked a couple people say, not necessarily we're tired, it's just maybe it's not a good episode to do and maybe an extra content. So we thought about that and we're like, yeah, we could do the snack shows as extra content. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually video the snack shows, put them on YouTube. You could still watch them. They just won't be a regular episode. Right. And you get to see our face, which that's one of the benefits.
I think so.
Yeah.
I like to see your face.
Yeah. And you might get to do our colonoscopy next time.
I could share a video.
No, we don't want to see it.
No.
But anyway, so that's happening. And then we'll do something special for 200th, I'm sure.
Yep. Totally.
But anyway, that's cool. And I think that's it that we got to talk about, right?
That's all I got.
Right.
I got to go home and go to bed.
Yeah, me too. I'm sleepy.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, people. It really means a lot to us. We're here every Monday. We will be here next Monday. So be back.
We'll see
Just
you then.
subscribe.
Just
Subscribe to the podcast.
It's easiest.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.